Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, the Too Opinionated podcast could really use your help. And it's easy, it's free. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com, named us a top 100 podcast. We came in at number 82. That's a big deal because there's 15 million podcasts and growing. So to be named to anybody's top 100 list, pretty big deal for us. And the way you can help is to go to imdb.com, look up the Too Opinionated podcast, and that's it. Just bringing our page up. That traffic really helps us out. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. All we ask is that you subscribe. It's also free, but that really helps us to attract these amazing guests that we keep bringing on the program. And that's it. 2 easy ways for you to support us, and we would really appreciate the help. Now let's get to that interview. Okay, here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I got one of my favorite actors, Reid Ewing, with me. So welcome, Reid.
Hey there.
I just rewatched Modern Family. Admittedly, I've been through like every sitcom ever made because my wife takes a bath at night. I watch sitcoms because I kind of I'm piddling on my phone. That's my nice thing. So I rewatched Modern Family. I know you're worried it holds up. I know you've been concerned.
Oh, I know it holds up. I know it holds up. Yeah. I didn't write it. I'm just trying to be, honest about it. Yeah, it's a good show. It's awesome. I don't even watch myself, but I know
I was
it's
going
good.
to ask you that. Do you watch yourself on camera?
No, I mean, just like Johnny Depp, I can't do it. So yeah, it's not that I can't do it, it's that I don't want to.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
My
You should talk to a therapist about that.
My son that does the podcast with me, originally when we started, he was interviewing with me. He quickly figured out he hated that. He doesn't mind doing the editing, the behind the scenes stuff, but he did not like being on camera. So I was like, okay, so that's why you get me.
Yeah, some people are like they're actually, I feel like there's less people who can't be on camera than there are people that can.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I would have said the opposite before I started doing this podcast, but now that I'm kind of in it, I think you're right. There's more people that could be on camera than can't be on camera, but there's some out there that
who
can't
told
do
me
it.
she couldn't, and I was like, I totally believe her attitude and everything. I'm like, yeah, I vibe with that. Like, definitely doesn't seem like a camera loving person.
Right. Well,
Or
so
cares.
let's start this way. Entertainment business, such a difficult business to get into. What made you want to go into that? How did you get into that?
Well, I'm just that dream story, that like person from some random place goes to Hollywood just with their tap shoes and their suitcase, and yeah.
That was you?
Yep. Tippity tap.
I think I saw you walking down Hollywood the other day carrying your tap shoes.
Yeah, that was probably me. That honestly was.
Well, so I mean, did you do theater or anything in high school?
Yeah.
So you had a little bit of the bug
Yeah.
before you went to LA.
Yeah, it was kind of like, yeah, theater springboarded me to acting for the camera. And I met like this person and this person who was like associated, and yeah, so I just ended up going to LA to pursue acting, and
Well, it
discover
worked
the
out
truth
okay.
about the universe and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I know you do some guitar, right?
Yeah, I do a little bit of musical poetry for sure, but
That's
yeah,
pretty
but
good.
it
Well,
is,
and I
I mean, I'm
saw
just saying it sounds pretentious, but
no, I think it's pretty awesome. And I saw you played the banjo. I think
yeah, that
that's a
too.
hard one to play.
Yeah.
We've got my wife's grandmother played banjo, so we've got her banjo, and my wife she was trying to learn to play it, but it was just tearing her fingers up. But now our son plays it all the time. It's just, you got to build up some finger strength to play banjo.
Yeah. Are you guys a family band?
No. Everybody in my family is musical except me. Apparently, I just talk.
You're not a singer. You seem like you're a
no,
singer.
you do not want to hear me sing.
No karaoke or anything.
Nothing. But
So
I grew up
you can eloquate, but you can't sing. That's like they're just.
It's probably more that I won't sing.
Okay. Good for you. You have standards. Like, seriously, I'm gonna say that from now on. I won't sing.
I won't sing.
Like,
you don't want to hear.
Nobody's asking me.
But my grandfather was a Baptist minister, so everybody on that side of the family, was musical and playing in the church. And then I married my wife, and everybody in her family is musical. So the kids are musical, and then my family's musical, and then it's just me. So I was like, oh. But then I started doing this podcast. I'm like, okay, I can live with it. I'll let them do the hard stuff. I'll just get on here and talk a little bit.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
Somebody got to do it.
Yeah.
Do you play? Like, do you go out and do a gig every once in a while?
Yeah, but it's always spontaneous. It's never like anything planned.
Nothing planned.
It's just like I just happen to do it. I don't like go out and book it. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna like evolve into a final form, which is a rock star, but I'm not quite at that. Yeah.
Well, you did the song on Modern Family.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It was like good and hilarious.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm technically not a one-hit wonder because there was the vampire song on there, and
right.
So
yeah,
there was a couple others. Imagine Me Naked. So
you should put put out. And have you ever heard of Ray Stevens?
No.
Okay, so look him up. So Ray Stevens did he did all the fun songs. Like They Called Him the Streak, and just the oddball stuff. I bet you could do that because you kind of did that on Modern.
Yeah. Are you calling me an oddball?
No, but you can do oddball stuff.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah, I do. Like I said, musical poetry. It's like not quite, but I do have my my pop stuff too. But yeah, but I don't really play it that much anymore.
You should do it. You ought to put some songs.
I should. I will need a little bit of motivation for that.
Every so often, I'm just going to send you a little note and say, do it. Do the music.
Thank you, Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. I do actually. That was, always makes me smile when I see that one.
Oh, I love that one.
He's got a point.
I've got a slightly off collar Shy story, if you want to hear it.
It's
not too bad.
Color? Oh, okay. Slightly. I thought it was off color, but
yeah, just tiny bit. So he when he was growing up, he was best friends with a son of a good friend of mine that lived out in LA, and he would come over and hang out with our son, just as they were growing up. So as young teenagers. Well, she had to go out of town, and their next door neighbor was Mark Ruffalo. And she asked him, this was before, Mark was Mark, but she asked him if he would mind coming over and just sitting with, the kids there. Her son was having some friends over, just sit with till she got back. And he said, yeah, he could do that. So he goes and sits down on the couch, and out of the, kids are kind of running around. Well, out of the back room, Shia LaBeouf comes out there and sits down next to him, but he's just in his underwear. So he just comes down, sits down next to him, has a conversation with him, sitting there on the couch. And at that time, Mark didn't know who he was. Just some kid. He's probably 13, 14.
Are you talking about Mark Ruffalo, that dude?
Yeah.
Okay, so Shia LaBeouf walks out in his underwear, sits next to Mark. Mark doesn't know what's going on.
He doesn't know what's going on because he's just coming to help with her kid. Yeah. He's got this kid in his underwear next to him, so he's uncomfortable. Shy didn't care. He was fine. But that story just kind of cracked me up. But it kind of shows you, he's. Good, whatever you think about him, he's fearless. he just does whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard about any of his escapades recently,
No, I
but
haven't either.
yeah,
But I kind of
sounds
admire
like
that.
definitely a good time.
Yeah, kind of a good time.
Yeah.
What was your first thing that you booked when you got out to LA?
The first thing that I booked was a Disney pilot, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It was like I played a redneck monster truck driver. Yeah, it
Okay.
was really like it was awesome. Yeah, but you
Are
know,
you a monster truck fan?
um, not really, to be
Yeah.
honest. I like them the conceptually, like crush, destroy. Yeah, like
Well, we all like
that's
it,
great,
just kind
but
of, yeah,
yeah, like,
as a
but
thought,
I
but
don't really
it's not
watch
like
the
you're going
things.
on the weekend to a
Yeah,
show.
no, I'm not. I'm not going to the shows.
I
Honestly, that sounds like a great date, though. So I'll have to
Yeah,
keep that one in the.
bring earplugs. So I haven't
Yeah,
went since my kids were little, but yeah, bring
yeah.
earplugs. It was loud. Am I
Okay.
crazy or did you do like some Wendy's commercials?
Oh yeah, no, that's one of
Like
my
where's the
crowning
beef, right?
glories for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah. But it
I did a
wasn't
couple of Wendy's commercials.
it wasn't the original Where's the Beef. It was like when they brought it
No,
back for a little while, right?
yeah, it was basically a remake. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um,
Been a while.
yeah,
That's what I
like
thought. But
remakes are. It was like seriously way ahead of its time. But yeah,
yeah, it was pretty cool because I
Mhm.
remember the originals,
Yeah,
80s, 90s and stuff, and they were very popular commercials. Of course,
with the old ladies. Yeah,
with the
where's
old
the beef?
ladies, back then you had no way to
Where's the
avoid commercials.
beef? Like that's what
Where's
they
the
said, right? They're these old
Yep.
ladies, like the Golden Girls,
Yeah,
basically.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, the oldest one, or the one made to seem the oldest. I don't know, but that was the. I'm surprised that sells burgers, but I guess
It did. Well, now, we loved you on Fright Night. You were Ben on the new Fright Night. Yeah, I was a big
Yeah,
fan of the old Fright Night, but that new one was
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. It was definitely remakey, and yeah, I agree. That was cool. It was like I got to meet some high profile actors, and Colin Farrell, who was very nice, and
It's the Penguin.
we're gonna start talking about character. No, and Anton was really really nice. It seemed very
Yeah,
committed.
it's tragic that we lost him. He was a talented guy.
Wasn't a fan of Poots. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding. No, that's a joke, but
that's pretty
um
funny.
no, she is, yeah, she's awesome, but I didn't even talk to her, so I was just like,
Yeah.
um
Yeah, I forgot she was even in that.
yeah, no,
Well, it's been a
no,
while
I
because that
like I
one.
barely even talked to her. I was just joking,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
that's probably
she
been.
did, I mean, she definitely filled the role
Oh yeah,
well.
yeah, she did a good
They
job.
needed a beautiful hot girl, and boom.
Yeah.
Then came Poots, and she was the original Poots. No, sorry. Now I'm just spitballing. So
I feel like now, like if I had any type of interviewing power, now would be the time to just bring her in from off
mhm.
camera. But
Yeah,
got nothing. I got nothing. Well, and
I'm
I
sure
remember
she's
you
doing just
did.
fine.
you,
She's like probably on
she'd
her
be like,
network somewhere.
you
Yeah.
did it. I can't remember the name of it, but you did a uh see, I'm thinking it was a show, but now I'm starting to think it was a movie. But it was with Harvey Keitel. What was the name of
Mhm.
that?
Yeah, it was the power inside or
Something.
something like
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
was that a movie or a TV show?
It was like a
Like a mini series. That
a
was it. It's
big
a mini
brand
series.
commercial. What did you say?
I said it's a mini series. That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. But mostly it was like an Intel commercial that they like made into a comedy, and why the hell not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I remember that now. Yes, 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 yes. And I wanted to ask you about you're working on one now called Generation Angst. Is that
Mhm.
new?
Mm. Yes, Generation Angst. Well, I can't really. I don't
Yeah,
have
it's too soon on that one yet.
any
Yeah.
leads. No
Yeah,
leads on
the
that one.
I saw that David Mazouz, am I saying that right? Mazouz. I've interviewed
Mm.
him, from Gotham, and he was awesome. But I saw he was in that
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I assumed that. I figured that was probably too early to.
Yeah. I mean, like you kind of just everything ends up in development hell, and you just kind of have to.
You just wait. Yeah.
It's better to not do anything and just like, if it happens, it happens, than to just like, be waiting,
Oh, it drives
you
you
know,
crazy.
at the door. I don't know. Just saying.
Well, it's like it's hard to wait on
Yeah.
anything. But if you've
Yeah.
if you've actually performed in something and you don't even know if it's going to get out there at some
Hmm.
point, that's frustrating,
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did the Modern Family
Hmm.
how did that role come about? Was that
Hmm.
were you originally were they intending for you to kind of keep coming back, or was that they just kind of loved you once they saw you and they kept bringing you back?
Yeah. That was basically it. They like gave themselves the opportunity to keep on including me if they wanted to. And then, and they kept bringing me back because I guess it was funny. So yeah,
Oh, it
they're
was
like,
funny.
yeah,
I was hoping that they would spin you guys off.
yeah, me too. That would have been awesome.
I mean,
I
that would
mean,
have been a
yeah, it was
hilarious
either
show.
us or Cam and Mitchell, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, somebody needs to fill Will and Grace's slot though.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yes.
I would do it myself, but
Well, you've got my vote, so let's.
thank you.
If you had control, like if you were going to do a show and you had creative control over it,
Mhm.
what kind of show would you want to star in? Would it be like action? Would it be comedy? What would it be?
Yeah, it would definitely be kind of comedy.
I would
Uh,
think so.
yeah, that's.
I mean, you could have some action in it, but
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah, it would
because
be awesome to executive produce something for sure.
yeah, I mean, you're
Yeah.
hilarious. I think
I
you're
think
my
if I
favorite
just
part of
had
Modern
like
Family.
$1 billion, I'd probably make camp movies. So,
Really,
yeah. Just
I
like
can
really
see
just
that.
spur of the moment, like not as crazy as John Waters, but just like
Right.
in that kind of vein where it's just like, you know,
A little wacky.
wacky fun, not
Yeah,
too
just a good
serious.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
love his stuff. So that
Yeah,
would
me
that'd be
too. Me
yeah,
too.
that'd be pretty good. So
Pretty
I kind of
awesome.
figured with Modern Family that you got on there and like most of us watching, they're like, hey, this guy this works. We got to bring him back, and they just kept bringing you because every
Yeah,
time you
yeah,
guys would split up, I'd be like, it won't last. He'll be back.
yeah, yeah. Really, really fun times for sure.
Do you got a favorite episode?
I like the Disneyland episode. That's I mean, it's kind of like I have kind of answered that before, and
Yeah,
maybe I'm not like doing my homework and really looking at them, but I remember really liking the Disneyland one.
that's a fun one. I always liked when the whole family goes on the trips. Those
Hmm.
are fun episodes. You get
Yeah,
them out
yeah,
of the
Wyoming.
normal setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how like it really does feel like a different time since before COVID. Like I mean, everybody has their own like experience, but like it's just like I don't know. It was like not I feel like it's more self-aware now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like things were somehow just slightly more innocent before.
I agree with that. It's like the last 5 years,
Yeah,
we've been forced to grow up.
exactly.
I know, which is
Like
part of the
it's
reason I love
yes.
watching the sitcoms at night
Mhm.
because I got to do something to get my mind off the worries of the day. So
Yeah.
kind of
How
reset
far
me
back
and
do you
then go.
go with the sitcoms?
What's that?
How far back do you go with the sitcoms?
Oh, I rewatched MASH. So I think that's the farthest
Mm.
one that I went back. I rewatched Cheers. and Frasier, because I wanted to watch Frasier before the new one came out.
Wait, are you more of a Shelley Long or a Christy Alley?
That's a great question because now I've
I'd
rewatched
take them
Cheers.
both at the same time, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, and they're both great for different reasons. I think I'm a Shelley Long. Like
yeah.
I love Cheers. It was my favorite show, when I was a teenager.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
the early Cheers is my favorite. So when Coach was on there instead of
Hmm.
Woody Harrelson, who was awesome on there,
Yeah.
and then Shelley Long. So that was the
Yeah.
one I really. But
Great.
Kirsty was great on there too. I mean,
Shelley Long gave me a little Jesus statue, which was cool.
oh, she did.
Like an action figure, kind of almost, but it was a keychain also.
What's the figure of?
Jesus. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Jesus
like,
figure.
yeah, it's Jesus. It's just like a Christian.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Little
tried a
Jesus
few
figure.
times to get her on the podcast and just never she didn't have any interest in it, which is fine. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
fine. But I'm such a fan of her. She's talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's been doing this forever.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
loved her on the show as the mom or the ex, that was kind of she'd pop in every once in a while and just cause chaos, and then she'd be gone again,
In and out.
in and out.
Yeah. That was kind of how I did Dylan. It was very in and out. Like, yeah, it was just like I'm in. They put me in a some crazy wacky, hijinks and
Yeah,
one day at work.
and then you're out, and
Yeah.
then you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could be on a sitcom, that's not a bad way to do it because you don't have the everyday grind, but
Hmm.
you're still a big part of it because you're on a lot
Hmm.
of the episodes.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I really did hope that they would spin that off. I'm kind of surprised that
Yeah,
they
they're
didn't,
gonna
to be honest.
eventually do something with it because they do something with everything,
Everything,
but like,
but they
I'm
wait too
not holding
long.
my breath, but
Yeah, they wait too long, and then if it's a couple years and you spin it off, like I saw Big
Mhm.
Bang's getting ready to do another spin off, and it's been a few years, that's probably fine. But if you wait 15, 20 years, everybody gets old and it's tougher to make it work.
I have to agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's do it. I'll make some phone calls.
I mean, especially on the everybody getting older part.
Oh my gosh. You don't tell me anything.
Well, nowadays, imagine Sofia Vergara when she's 90. She's probably still going to look great.
You still look great.
Yeah. So, you know,
I saw a picture of her with her younger sister, I think, and
hmm.
it must just run in the family because her sister looks beautiful too.
Oh, yeah. Was she in Fright Night, that one?
Oh,
Because
she may have
wasn't
been.
her relative was in Fright
Yeah,
Night?
yeah, that's probably who it was. That was probably her sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I met her once. Yeah. If it
Yeah.
is the same person, I
I'm
don't know.
sure it probably is. Yeah. That yeah, she doesn't seem to age.
Oh, oh. They do good work over at Hopkins. I don't know.
Apparently so. Do you are you still in a group chat with the cast?
No, that was kind of even before group chat was. I
Yeah, it
mean,
really was
yeah, before it was like just like everyday, like
a thing.
concept and shit. But actually, maybe I'm just, wasn't included. I have no idea. Like there probably was one, but I didn't like make the
Do
cut, if
not
I'm being
send
honest.
this to Reid.
Yeah, yeah, do not. But it is a different experience for them versus me because it's like if you're just coming in one day versus you guys are like always together.
I always liked that they played you like maybe you weren't the most intelligent guy, but then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you would say something or do a little something that shows,
Mhm.
hey, he's a lot deeper than what he appears. I always loved that.
Yeah,
I thought they
yeah.
wrote your character really well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's like it was awesome for sure how they wrote the character, and it's like when they make like a kind of a good person and a funny person and you get to be the model for it, it's like it is pretty cool.
That's pretty
Like
cool.
even though he was extremely stupid, it's like yeah, I still liked it. So whatever.
Well, I love those ones where you guys are trying to find the
The
house.
heart wants what it wants,
That's
you
right.
know?
Heart wants what it wants,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
once you start when you have the kids, and it gets
Yeah.
complicated, and then but it also gets hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. I
Trying to
mean, they
watch
really,
Dylan kind of navigate parenthood's pretty funny.
yeah, they gave me a whole arc there with the babies
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. But for me, that's like pretty alien because I, yeah, like I haven't even thought about having a kid. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of, so it's like,
Well, did
yeah,
that make you want to have kids or make you not want to have kids?
um, neither. It didn't like, it was just like, I'm doing this thing, I'm just saying the lines, and my feelings don't really change.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's probably good
Yeah,
because I could see it either way. If you go and the
yeah.
kid's awesome, you'd be like, oh, I might want to have kids. Or if the kid was
Mhm.
just a nightmare, then you'd be like,
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like uh I think they make it look fun and it's kind of in character, so yeah, it makes sense.
yeah. I,
So
I liked Frazzled Dylan was hilarious.
Frazzle Dylan,
Because he's just trying to do it. He's just trying to survive.
Frazzle Dylan. Oh my God, that's good. Yeah, that's definitely a sub like category of Dylan, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Have you
Yeah.
ever got to
Like looking like Sylvester Stallone in the back there, like something happens.
I think you had that look once or twice.
I know. That's why I said it. I'm like, yeah, I remember that somewhere in there. Yeah. I
Oh,
think the airport episode.
all that airport episodes.
Yeah, yeah, that one was kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love that episode. That's yeah, yeah. There's some of those, some of them, which all really good sitcoms, I think, have those moments that are just everybody remembers them.
Hmm.
With her getting stuck in the escalator, everybody remembers that one. That was she gets uh Julie gets the dress, her dress stuck in that escalator.
Yeah.
And they're
I
on
think
the
you
Valentine's Day.
remember it just better than everybody else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's all like, oh, you remember when Julie was stuck in the elevator, half of her body on one side? No,
Yeah, I
that's
know.
what I thought you meant. I was like, I think I've
Yeah,
seen that before.
yeah, yeah. Pretty
I've seen
good.
that one.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Is there a
Mhm.
genre that you haven't done that you would like to try?
Um, I've got plenty of camp films.
Oh yeah.
Really, my camp film is like, of course, they don't mean to be camp, which makes them the
It makes
highest
them kind of
form of
campy.
camp.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So, I think it'd be cool to do a drama, like Girl Interrupted, right? I can be like
Oh yeah.
Angelina Jolie or something like
That'd
that.
be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that. I kind of like to see you as the bad guy in something.
Yeah, yeah,
Play the
definitely.
villain.
Definitely would like that. Like I'm not just a bad guy. Um it's like my backstory too. So it's like, oh, we get it. We get it.
I think that'd be awesome.
Ideally, No, I'm trying to think. Like you saw how he got there, so it's like, that's yeah.
I have a feeling though, um, it would go pretty well. I think you as a villain could be really good because
Yeah.
you could put a little bit of humor in it.
Hmm.
I'm putting my
Well,
vote.
I mean, like it's like everybody sees the world and has like a part of them that's like, if wants to see it burn, you know what I mean? And it's like, and if somebody's life was potentially fucked up enough, then like they would be like, or if they had some justification for it, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Yep.
that, but like that's like maybe I don't believe in actors or acting, but like, they always say like Heath Ledger and stuff, they like got into a dark headspace and
Right.
then,
Right. Got too
like
far
their
in.
life got completely destroyed and stuff like that. And it's
Yeah.
like, maybe that's true, like maybe that actually is true when you think about it. Like,
Yeah. It could be.
yeah.
I mean, I've never been in a situation where I got so into it that it kind of messed me up.
Yeah.
But I could totally see where that could happen.
Okay, so this is a podcast. So
Yep.
ayahuasca story.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's hear
I
it.
did ayahuasca and I thought I was actually in a horror movie. Yeah.
Did you feel like people were chasing you?
Yes.
So what did you
I
do?
was
Did you
running, I
run?
was fighting, I was running for my life, and I had the whole story. I had it all figured out. Yeah. Then I ended up in a I probably this is a weird flex, but yeah, ambulance and then yeah, hospital because
Really?
yeah, I was totally like believing the fantasy.
So your trip was not great.
It was not great, but it was really entertaining, you know. Definitely really entertaining, at least for me.
Well, after it was over, did you
Mhm.
have any like epiphanies or did anything change? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It just went back. It was just an experience. You went back to normal.
I did see a snake. Like when I got there, I saw this snake in the back, and it was like this tiny little snake, and like I don't know, maybe that was Satan.
I like
But I
that.
like the snake. It was a harmless snake,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but you know,
But
like
hey,
it
wait,
was foreshadowing, you know.
right.
Yeah.
How long
Well,
did it
I went
take
to
you to?
Sundance, like I said, and lots of foreshadowing there.
Lots of foreshadowing.
I need
How,
some liquid. I'm freaking
hell yeah,
parched.
yeah. Get you a drink. How long did it take you to recover from that?
Couple days, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not terrible.
Yeah, but it like I honestly I feel like my trust is like weirdly shot now. It's like I'm like it just kind of like screwed me up just a little bit, but it was also kind of awesome and it's a story to tell. So, you
Heck
know,
yeah. Heck yeah.
yeah,
Would you
yeah.
do it again?
I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of, I'm always afraid to try that stuff. I'd want to be in a place where I knew I was safe if I went crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody to have to track
Yeah.
me down, me running around outside.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Like, for sure about that. Like, but even with people you're like safe with, you could potentially not feel safe. So it's
Right.
like, but I don't know, like it wasn't totally my fault because the shaman was trying to put that Colombian snorty tobacco-y stuff up my nose and it was like freaking me out. You know, it's like that's part of
Oh,
the ritual. They snort this kind of like ashy thing.
yeah.
And I was like already like out of it. So I'm like, why are you coming to me with this ashy thing to snort up my nose? Like, you know, so I was like, I was totally,
Yeah, I think you freaked out a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit. Um, I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I'll pause this. Now you've got your beverage of choice. We're back.
Yeah. It's already done. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you killed it. They didn't see it, but
it was just a little couple sips.
little
Yeah.
something, little something,
Mhm.
something. Will help you out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's let's
Moisture, you
see.
know.
Let's see. Well, no, you're still. It's not quite 4 o'clock yet. There is it.
Let me see.
It's not too late.
Yeah, it's about 5.
Oh, it's about 5. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't that it's 5 o'clock somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
still am a Jimmy Buffett fan. I've seen him probably 30 times in concert.
yeah.
Awesome. I mean, being honest, not the best voice, but the experience, awesome.
Hmm.
You know, it's a whole thing going to one of his shows.
You hate Jimmy Buffett?
No, no, I love Jimmy Buffett.
I'm just kidding. But I actually did hear somebody say the same thing that his voice is a bit
Yeah, it's just,
maybe too many trips to Margaritaville
right.
before the show. Yeah. So
It's a little rough there at the end, but
he's like, I have to, it's my brand.
that's right. Well, and being honest, in the last few shows I saw, he had passed on some of the singing to some of the other members of the band. So he didn't,
Mhm.
early 30 years ago when I was going to him, it was all him. Now he kind of splits it up a little bit, gives himself some.
He splits it up a bit. Can you get this verse for me?
That's it. He's just like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
take this song off.
Yeah. No, but honestly, they're just like, it's like what is that thing? They always say it in terms of Biden. It's like it's whatever. It sounds like breakfast at Tiffany's, but it's weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at
They're
Bernie's.
just gonna like, yeah, that's gonna be the next phase, his next tour.
I love it. You said breakfast at Tiffany's, and in my head, I said weekend at Bernie's. I got it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it has the
That's
same
funny.
energy, the title.
Hey, Weekend at Bernie's. I saw at the theater. That's how
Mhm.
old I am. That was a good movie back in the day.
Yeah.
I can't I can't vouch for the sequel. The sequel was not great,
Hmm.
but the first
Hmm.
one, not bad, not bad. If you had passed away, would
Hmm.
you be okay with your buddies just dragging you on an adventure? Just your body.
Yeah, yeah. I got to think about that one. What
They're
about
not
you?
they're not doing anything terrible to you. They're just but everything they do, they just
Kind
bring
of wish they would.
you.
You know what I mean? It's like if you're gonna carry around a dead body, like, you know,
We might as well have some fun, right?
I don't know, like do something.
Well, they
you might as well, like,
I was trying to think they took him to like baseball games and parties and they just put the
yeah.
sunglasses on and drag him around.
Wow, that's such a metaphor for death and love, isn't it? Like they're bringing him around,
Bringing him
even
around.
though he's already passed on.
I
That's
kind of feel like we need to remake Weekend at Bernie's.
yeah. I could be Bernie,
You could be
right?
Bernie. That's what I was thinking.
What do you think? But eyes open, Bernie. Was his were his eyes open in the original or what?
Well, he had those sunglasses on the whole time. I don't
So
remember
you
ever
didn't
seeing him
know?
without the
You didn't see
sunglasses.
before the sunglasses?
You probably did. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You'll have to do a little research
We're
if
gonna
you
have to
want.
rewatch. We'll do a
Yeah.
rewatch. That's what you should have done when you were having your little freak out. Maybe you needed to be watching a show at the time. Maybe
Yeah.
a little something. Maybe some comedy would have done you some good at that time.
Yeah, like what comedy do you think helps with the
Let me
ayahuasca?
okay. Let me think. Let me think. What Mash is out. That wouldn't work because you don't want anything in a war zone. If you're if you're a little loopy, that doesn't sound.
Yeah.
Um,
Modern Family, right?
Modern Family could work.
Because because I'm in such like a crazy trippy thing, I'll be like, I'm actually there. You know what I
Yeah, that's
mean?
what I'm thinking. Would it
Yeah,
freak
yeah.
you out seeing yourself? Would you think you were in the TV?
Feel like the love of the universe and everything. Yeah, I could see that triggering a good trip for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that for some reason, New Girl is popping in my head that one would be a good.
Yeah. But I'd want to be Zoe Deschanel if you know what I mean. But
Ooh,
anyway,
yes.
I do want to clarify that the shaman putting the stuff up my nose or like trying to, I did say no. And then I'm like laying down and she's coming at me,
Oh, it's a female
while
shaman.
I'm
Okay.
laying down trying to get it up, I mean, meanwhile, there's some other random person trying to like discover the universe, like doing like a tua 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 at me, like yeah.
That just sounds like a freaky. Like if I was I could not do it, but if I was going to, I think I'd kind of want to. I'd either want to be by myself or maybe with one or two other people. I wouldn't want a big group because I'd be afraid, that might cause things to happen.
I feel like it could be like the next Hostel, you know, but
That's
funny,
kind of
like a
it. Yeah,
comedy.
it kind of freaks me out a little bit. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. It's like a scary but still funny because it's
So
like
what's
ayahuasca.
what's the reason? Why do people do that? Is it supposed to reveal something about yourself or is it just about kind of just getting high?
Yeah, it's something to do. I mean, like
Because
in a
some
lot
people
of
do it and they're like,
senses,
you have to experience this, it'll change your life.
yeah, that's like the best case scenario that you like are now like, this like more whatever person, but
Right.
like I think also it's just for the experience, like just
Yeah.
to see, yeah, what it's like and what all the hype is about. And
Is there
over in
like,
Costa Rica, there's a lot of hype, I think.
I'm
Or no,
assuming
the
there's,
Amazon, the rainforest.
oh yeah, yeah.
That's where they do it. Yeah.
I'm
That
assuming
would be
there's,
really fucking scary. Imagine being in the rainforest, like in like South America, and you're damn.
you're
I would be
tripping.
scared as hell.
See, I
What?
wouldn't want to be somewhere I'm not familiar with. That, I think that
Yeah.
would freak me out.
Yeah.
I think we've already determined I should not be doing this.
Yeah. You don't need it. You don't need it. I
I don't
can
need
just
that.
tell.
I'll tell you my this is my first experience with pot gummies.
Hmm.
Right. So I was at a Penn and Teller show in Vegas, and I decided, no, that's not true. I did go see, that was my second one. So this I've had so limited experience, I can tell you all of them. So I went to a Penn and
Yeah.
Teller show. It started great, and then I was back in the room. No idea what happened during the show. Yeah, I remember
Mm.
the start, but that's it. And then, but the first time I was staying at the Roosevelt in Hollywood,
Hmm.
and they were playing Han Solo at the Chinese theater across the street. And my wife had gotten some gummies, and thought, well, I'm going to try it. This will be my first time. I'm going to try it. So I took one, and I waited. Nothing. She took
That's
one.
what they say.
It
Yep.
knocked her out. Like she fell asleep.
Hmm.
Done. Couldn't wake her up. So we're supposed to go across the street and go see Han
Hmm.
Solo. So I'm like, nothing. So I took another one. Nothing. So I took another one. And then she's like, she's not waking up. So I walk across
Hmm.
the street, go to the movie. So I'm in line. Then they hit. So I don't know how long I stood there, but eventually the guy behind the counter says, are you gonna buy anything?
Mm.
So I saw Han Solo and loved it.
Mm.
I can't tell you anything about it.
Yeah.
That's my two pot gummy stories. I
It
don't
just
know that
sucks
I
you
would
don't
do it
remember
again.
it, you know? You
Yeah,
loved
because I
it, but
just
you don't
both
remember.
times I've got
Yeah.
memory loss. I'm like, I don't know that I'd do that again.
Yeah, you should have taken notes or something.
I should.
Yeah, so you could like really
Well, I didn't know that it would hit me like that.
Yeah, yeah, for
But then
sure.
dummy, a few years later, I don't know if I forgot or what. I tried again, and same thing happened.
Yeah. I become like nonverbal if I have enough edibles.
Well, I think that's it. It's like you want to take enough to kind of enhance your evening. You don't
Hmm.
want so many that you're drooling in a corner.
Yeah, which, there's a time and a place for that,
Well,
but
that's right. If you're by
I'm
yourself at
gonna do
home,
that later tonight,
yeah. If
probably.
you're kind of laying at home and you're safe and all that, but if you're
Yeah.
out trying to do something, it can be detrimental.
Yeah, definitely. Or like maybe not, if you're able to not give a crap, then
Well, yeah, and I'm sure it's just like
mhm,
everything else. If you do it enough, you probably build up a tolerance, and
for sure.
it's not it hit me like a ton of bricks, but I was stupid and just kept taking them because I didn't think it
Yeah.
was working. You know,
Yeah.
somebody might have wanted to mention that there's a little bit of a lag time sometimes. You got to
People
wait a little
mention
while.
that a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I don't know how I missed it, but
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Because me waiting, I was probably waiting like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Not enough time. You
Not
need to
enough.
give it like an hour for
Right.
sure.
Which
Yeah.
I now know. I've got a picture of me at that movie, and they've got a display of Chewbacca standing,
Yeah.
and I mean
And it
you
was
can,
amazing. Yeah,
yeah,
right. You're
he's
like,
behind me, and you can just see it
mm,
in my eyes. I am out of there.
your inner child is just, you
It's
know,
pretty great.
in
Hey,
its
Reed,
final
thank you for
form.
taking some time, man. This has been awesome.
Yeah,
Such a
yeah.
fan of
It was
yours.
great
I
talking to you.
I really
Yeah.
do think they should have spun you off. I don't.
Yeah, they should have spun me off.
They
Yeah.
should have. They could have done the whole, like a whole another show, but same
Mhm.
character. And then if some of the rest of the cast wanted to pop in, some they could have.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd have
I'll,
watched
I'll
you
let
raising
Julie
kids.
Bowen in. Yeah, she can have a few episodes.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
shoot.
Of course, I would yeah.
If they call you, if you got the call today and they're like, we're coming back for another season, would you show up?
I mean, yeah, it's like it's not like I have I don't even get when actors are like, "Oh, well, I said no because I don't remember who it was," but I'm kind of impressed when they say no. I'm like, "Really? You said no? Like, damn, you must have some amazing shit going on because they're gonna say no to like this thing, they must
Yeah.
really mean it, like
It's always surprising. I mean, it's one thing if you have to choose because you're already doing
yeah.
it. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know why you'd say, especially if you already know it's a hit.
Yeah, it's like
That's a no
you got
brainer.
something better going on,
Right. I mean, it's one thing if you're turning down work that you just don't know.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
once
there
you
are
already know
people
it's
who like
established.
were child actors and then they hate it, so
Yeah.
they like drop out. So
They, yeah.
that's the thing. So
That happens a lot, I think.
yeah, yeah. There was a few I can't like come up with their names, but yeah, definitely a few of them.
Yeah, it happens a
Yeah.
lot. Well, before I let you go, Reid,
Hmm.
anything that you're currently working on that we can keep an eye out for?
Hmm. Well, right now I'm just taking a break from acting. I'm not really trying to put myself out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because for me, it's like even with Modern Family, I was always really just trying to focus on self-development and stuff like that.
Sure.
So yeah, like I'm still kind of there, just trying to like learn a little bit of everything and just see where life takes me,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I love doing like films and stuff like that because they're so like it's so ridiculous. Like the whole thing is just so novel and fun and whatever. But yeah, so I'm open to anything, but I just don't want to like, like every audition takes so much work,
Right.
like and you don't know the politics behind it. So it's sort of like I don't want to be investing like that much time and energy
Right.
if I'm not like, a contender.
Right.
But you never
If you
know.
don't even
There's
have a shot, why do you want to put the time into it? I get
yeah, yeah, like sometimes they already cast or whatever. I know it's excuses. It's just like I just feel like there's like a right time for everything. And
yeah.
I would love to go back to acting when I feel like I'm totally like just
Just
ready for
ready.
anything type of thing. Yeah. Yeah. But for now, just self-development, see what life does to me and yeah,
where
and work with that.
where can we find you on social media?
Well, yeah, on Instagram it's at Reid
Yep.
Stream. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's the one you need. Instagram's the probably the friendliest of all of them.
yeah, I'm not a social media person whatsoever, but yeah, at least with podcasting, it's a little bit like you have that, rapport with an actual person, as
Right.
opposed to like you don't even in social media, you don't even know exactly
No,
who
it's just
you're.
going into the ether.
Yeah, it's just the ether. Like, who is this even for? Like, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I know. I'm kind of like that too, and I do social media, but I'm still
Yeah,
like, it's a weird it's kind of weird, especially if you grew up without it. It's just
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
for sure.
kind of weird. I know you didn't, but I definitely did.
Yeah, well, I had all the like all the nostalgic stuff like AOL and
That's right.
MySpace and
Oh yeah,
yeah,
MySpace.
so I got yeah, I was better at social media when I was a kid,
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because you're not even trying, you're just like, nah, whatever.
Yeah, it's easy.
Well, actually, I was trying, and maybe I wasn't as good as I think I was back then. You never
you
know.
know, if we had all just stuck with MySpace, we'd have probably been fine.
The whole all of society would have been better, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, he was just
damn.
he just wanted to be your friend.
Yeah.
He'd let you put music on your profile. I mean,
Hmm.
come on.
Mr.
I don't think
Tom.
we did him right.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I know. I remember his little picture for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, because I
Good
always had
guy
him
for
kind of looking
sure.
behind his shoulder there.
Yeah, yeah, he is. It's like you got him candidly, like, ooh, like I
Yeah,
was just like gonna do this thing, but you took my
that's our
picture.
buddy, the MySpace guy.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Iconic.
hold on one second. Such a fan of Reed's, and I know you guys are too. Dylan, my opinion, one of the better TV characters we have had in the last several decades. I love him on Modern Family. And I rewatched it. It's probably been about a year ago. It holds up pretty good. It's funny show. So happy that we got to talk with him. And I know he's taking a little break right now, but we're going to see him in a lot of stuff going forward. So definitely show Reid some support. I think that was terrific. Really enjoyed that. I'm having a very good Parkinson's day today, which could be kind of rare. A lot of days I'll have some energy issues, or my face will be tight, or I'm slurring a little bit. The medicine helps, but doesn't quite get rid of all the symptoms, that type of stuff. But today, I'm feeling a little more like myself. So today was a pretty good day. And I think Reid probably had some stuff to do with that. He's just a funny guy, and he's got that kind of not really a dry sense of humor, but more of a you got to think about it for a second, but it's funny. My son Brett, that does the podcast with me, very similar sense of humor. Just really just as a person, just a funny person. Very good. Those are the type of people that you want to hang around with outside of work, if that makes sense. If you're finding us for the first time, so happy that you're here. If you can believe this, we've been doing it for 6 years, a little over 6 years, and we're going to hit our 1,000th. I have such a hard time saying that, 1,000th episode. I still said it all screwy this summer. So I bragged about my Parkinson's being very good today, and then I couldn't pronounce a word. But we should hit that benchmark, milestone, whatever you want to call it, this summer. If you're finding us for the first time and you kind of enjoyed it, please come back. Would love to have you. Would love to have your support. Really easy to do. It's free. We don't ask for any money. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. We do ask for subscriptions. Please subscribe. It's free. Really helps us out. Our website, meistercon.com. You can find all of our episodes. Right now, we're at about 950. All of those audio and video versions will be on our website, meistercon.com. If we're doing anything in studio, going on location, covering a convention, anything that, going out to have a little adventure with with Reid, whatever we got going on, be on the website, meistercon.com. So please check us out there. Reid was terrific. So happy that we got to do that when he's been on my bucket list of interviews for a while. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Bye, everybody.